Hey, what's going on, y'all? I hope life is good. And if it ain't, I hope it gets better. And hey, maybe this podcast will play a part in making that happen. So sit back, listen, hang a bit, laugh with me, laugh at me. All that matters is you're here. This podcast starts right now. Enjoy. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Blaze. I'm somebody's dad just figuring it out. That's the name of this podcast. Listen, you've probably got a laundry list of things you have to do today. You probably should have done some of the things yesterday. But they got to get done. You only have 24 hours in a day, and yet you're spending some time with me. Please understand that's appreciated. Like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend about this, and maybe while you're doing those things, you could have this running in the background. I'm just saying, if you're so inclined. Listen, let's get something straight right out the gate. I'm going to be general on most things. I'm going to be specific on a few. But regardless of what I say, I ain't no guru boo-boo. You help me, I help you. And then after it's all said and done, we're a little bit better versions of ourselves, which I believe we can be.
Yes, we can.
I'm going to call that a W. Y'all, it's going to be all right. And not that I didn't think it was, but there's a difference between thinking it's being all right, or it's going to be all right, hoping it's going to be all right, and knowing it's going to be all right. And it's not necessarily that there has to be some type of outside stimuli that brings about that thought, but it doesn't hurt when there is. And I'm not necessarily even saying that it's got to have a specific origin. Because, listen, the knowing that it's going to be okay might come from your religious beliefs, your faith.
Can I get an amen up in this?
Knowing it's going to be okay may be because you look back on the past and you're like, okay, everything I thought wasn't going to be okay turned out to be okay. So I'm just going to put my faith in, my belief in the fact that it's always been okay, right? It doesn't matter where it comes from, but just know that it's going to be okay.
Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine.
And okay might look different for you. For some folks, I'll give you a really easy example. For some folks, okay is just being able to be at peace. Yeah, you may still have to go to work every single day to a job you don't like, but you're at peace while you do it. Yeah, maybe you got certain aches and pains that are chronic, and maybe they'll be temporary, maybe they'll be for the rest of your life, but you're at peace with it. Like that's okay. For some folks, it being okay means the direct opposite of what they're going through right now. And it's going to be okay. But whatever that looks like for you, it's going to be all right. All right? For real though. Now, here's how I know it's going to be okay, all right, fantastic, all the things. And it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it. I got to believe in Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
I am living for the Lord. Hallelujah.
That ain't how you got to believe. You don't have to believe that way. It's okay if you don't. Still love you. Still love you. It's all good. Shout out to my atheist brethren and sistren.
I don't believe in God. I believe in science.
Shout out to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Shout out to my Jewish brothers and sisters, my Hindi brothers and sisters, all of that, right? And all the things in between. My centering comes from my belief and faith in Jesus Christ and faith in God. And additionally, because for some people, the fact that I even said anything else
That is blasphemous.
Nah, I'm just saying, here's what kind of echoed that. 3 things, actually. The first was I was consistent, and we'll get into that. The second is my wife and I communicated, and we're communicating a lot more. And the third, my wife said something that every man needs to hear. Every man is longing to hear. And every married man, when he hears it from his wife, that man will run through a brick freaking wall for that woman. Every man needs to hear this. And we're going to touch base on it. And it's so simple, yet it is so profound. And it ain't, I love you. We need to hear that too. But that's not the thing. So, listen, I'm being consistent, right? I'm doing the things I say I'm going to do, when I say I'm going to do them, how I say I'm going to do them. It just basically, my word is actually worth something now. A lot of the time, folks will wonder why things are not going the way they need to go, or wonder why there's uncertainty. There may be other factors that contribute to it, but oftentimes there is a a bit of inconsistency, either in word and deed or in follow through. So, for example, it's cool if you go to the gym on January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Maybe you skip 6th, but you get back on 7th, right? Because we're not going to judge if you miss a day, if you fall short. We're not tripping. But then you get back on for the 9th and the 10th, and then miss the 11th. It's all right. You miss the 12th, miss the 13th, get back on the 14th. That eventually is going to have you not going to the gym by mid-February.
No more gym, no more gym, no more gym, no more gym.
Because inconsistency does not bring about the desired result. And that desired result could be a multitude of different things, but I want it to be all right. I want to be certain that if I'm moving toward this thing, whatever that is for you, that I'm doing what I need to do in order to get there. And I'm doing what I don't want to do when I don't want to do it, because that's part of consistency. You are not always going to feel like doing that thing, but doing that thing even when your feelings are wanting you to stay in bed, or wanting you to keep scrolling, or wanting you to not do whatever it is you have to, that is where you start redeveloping who you are. It's kind of like you are now creating what it, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to say all the right words here, but you start creating different neural pathways in your brain. Matter of fact, a good friend of mine, Jelena, she actually works in occupational therapy and occupational health, and she was talking about how she was with an older lady and helping her to do something as simple as make it from her room to a seat right outside the lunchroom. And she would get up with her every single day and she'd say, "We're going to go to the lunchroom. It's breakfast time." And I'm just kind of paraphrasing all this, right? She would help that woman to go there. She remembered, Jelena, that this woman liked coffee. You would like coffee, wouldn't you? I would like coffee, right? As she's doing this over and over and over again, she's creating new neural pathways with this older woman, so that there does come a point where the act of going from her room to the lunchroom, not even in it, sitting right outside and getting a coffee, is now a norm for her.
Wow.
But it had to be recreated. That is the same thing that happens when you do what you don't want to do, when you do not want to do it, so that you can remain consistent. Because again, consistency is huge in terms of getting the things that you want, bringing about the outcomes that you desire, that you know are going to be hugely beneficial for you. Secondly, with consistency, there's got to be communication.
You and I are going to have a conversation.
Because it's cool for me to be consistent doing a thing, but if I'm not communicating with my wife that here's what I'm doing, here's why I'm doing it, here's my vision, here's what I ultimately want this to be, here's the puzzle box that I'm putting all the pieces together to match, then she's kind of left in the dark. Now, she may see consistency. Okay, he's doing this thing over and over again, but now she's in a position where she can't be a part of that if she wanted to help. She doesn't know how to structure her life around that thing. Yes, it's consistent. Yes, it's predictable. But if she knows what's going on, she knows why I'm doing the thing, then now she's able to adjust to it if need be, help it. And not for nothing, my wife is smarter than me. I married up. I ain't stupid.
Do I look like a moron?
I mean, relative to her in some areas, I absolutely am. I'm like, we're talking dunce cap and the whole nine. But I knew better to marry someone that knew better. Come on, somebody. That's a word. I got to rephrase it in a certain way, but trust me, I'm going to get that, and it's going on a t-shirt. Don't steal my idea. Stop playing with me. And if you do, run me my ducats, my guap, my fetty, my cheddar, all that. Side note, coach's timeout. Time! Who comes up with this stuff to call money these different things? Like, I've Never understood it. Like guap, fetty, cheddar, cheese. I get greenbacks, but now certain things are blue, so you call them bluebacks. I don't. It doesn't feel the same. Anyway, timeout over. That wasn't a 30-second. That was like a 20-second. My wife and I have been communicating a ton more, and we've been talking about everything. We've been talking about how we see our lives, how we want the next 5 years to look, what things we'd like to do, what things we want to make a new norm, right? We're talking about health. That woman is, some of y'all know my wife. Y'all know she's fit. You already know she's in shape because all she does is dance all day, right? And she's running around with these kids here as well, her too. And then some of y'all's, right? For those who don't know, she owns a dance studio, Wake Forest Academy of Fine Arts. Shameless plug. But one more time, Wake Forest Academy of Fine Arts here in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Check us out. Purple and black. We all that. And we don't lack. I was going to try to throw something else on the end of that one, but I'm coming up blank. That's the end of my freestyle. But we're talking about we want to live to 120.
Damn!
So what do we need to do? Right? What things do we need to bring to the household? What habits do we have to have in order to make sure that our life longevity is where we want it to be? Like we're talking about that, right? And here's the thing, because I'm trying to see my great-grandchildren and still be picking them children up and be still running around with them. So there's something I gotta stretch. I don't like stretching, but I gotta stretch. I gotta go to the gym. I probably shouldn't eat all the candy I eat. I do love a candy. No one knows I love a candy. Like anything nerds is gonna get you a W. Anything. Like nerds rope, little nerd rocks. I don't know what you want to call them. Like then the nerd themselves. Then like it's all a win. It's all a win. That's what we talk about. We also talk about finances. I hate talking about finances. I do. I hate it. Partially because by talking about finances, to my ears, I hear, oh, so let's remind ourselves about how much money we ain't got.
I can tell you I don't have money.
Right? And listen, I know I'm not the only one, but it is necessary to do so because that communication provides for her a sense of peace. Yes, the current state of things may not be great, but the fact that we've been communicating means that she's at least in the know. Even when she don't even want to know, she's in the know, right? Well, we've talked about what it could look like with, right, currently. I shout out, super excited. I got a substitute gig, and so I'll be substituting. So I'm excited about that. But then also, I'm still working for Miss Westcott. Shout out to Miss Westcott, Miss Amanda. Huge blessings. And then we're thinking about other ways that maybe we can utilize the flexibility of substituting and working for Miss Westcott in addition to another job, right? Because maybe right now, in this particular season of our lives, a 9-to-5 ain't it, right? Maybe, yes, it could be a fantastic paying 9-to-5, but what other things does that bring about? Now the schedules are off. Certain things have to happen. Does it now cost more money for me to make more money? Like all these things, but we're talking about it. So nobody's out of the loop. And I highly recommend that you do that too with the person you love. You know, and maybe that looks a little different. Maybe you guys have like whole family meetings. Like our kids are too little to have full family meetings, but like, you know, maybe you guys have a sit down once a month. Maybe you guys are talking on a daily basis. Or maybe it just kind of comes up because you're developing an atmosphere of open communication. Whatever it is for you, I am glad you're doing it. If you're not currently doing it, bite the bullet, get over the discomfort, and go ahead and have them conversations. Because a few of them are going to be tough, but when tough is done enough, it becomes the norm. That's a shirt. When tough is done enough, it becomes the norm. Do not steal that idea. But if you decide to go ahead and print out a prototype t-shirt, just run me the file so I can approve it. We can sign the papers together and make some coin.
And we'll be rich.
And I think that's been huge in me knowing that now there is a little bit more space for me to freely communicate. I say this with the utmost respect to any woman that's listening. Your husband doesn't tell you everything. And it's mostly because he doesn't, if he shares freely, he has a fear that he is not necessarily going to receive from you thoughts and empathy and discussion about the thing that he has, kind of been vulnerable enough to bring about. He fears that he's now going to have to deal with the emotion you have about the thing that he brought up. So he'd rather just not. I'm raising my hand if you can't see me. That is a fear that I had, because what I felt was, if I communicate freely, openly, and honestly, I now am going to have to watch this woman get frustrated, upset, sad, go through all these range of emotions. And the thing is, I know so many women that will say, yeah, but we want to know that. We want you to open up. Just look into my eyes and tell me what's on your mind. Please understand that a great number, I don't want to say most, but a great number of men have had experiences where they've opened up and they regret doing it. Some so much, in fact, that you live with them, getting them to open up about anything is like trying to break into Fort Knox. And it's not your fault and it's not fair, but we've not only been conditioned, but we typically have lived experience that lets us know that it is a bit dangerous to be all the way open and vulnerable. Cool thing is, when we do get open and vulnerable, and ladies,
Listen up now. This is serious.
make sure that when he does, just brace yourself. Watch your facial expression. Make sure that the next thing you say is not, oh my God, or because if he expresses something and you do that, he'll never do it again. Because when we do open up and we do get vulnerable and we do the thing that is tough enough, then there is a weight that is taken off of our shoulders, and it just makes us feel lighter. It makes us feel better. We're now more alive because we can actually talk and say the things that are on the inside without fear of judgment, without fear of having what we said now be eclipsed by the emotion of someone else. And it's a beautiful thing. And here's the thing. Me and Amy are still getting there.
It's a long road ahead.
I do believe there is a point where it's wide open. I think you get to a point. We're just not there yet. But I think, man, if you'd have known us back then, I knew us back then. The amount that I was carrying and not saying that she could see was clearly on my face or in my body language. Just saying things and being open, and it's a beautiful thing. And that communication often brings peace to her, coupled with the consistency, allows her to feel really good about me and about the direction I'm going, because I know she worries about me. And I think it helps her to feel really good about the direction we're going because we're talking about it. And that leads me to the third thing. Ladies, there is one thing that your man needs to hear, longs to hear, even if he doesn't articulate that to himself. So powerful. Like I'm almost getting emotional thinking about it. 4 words that will have your man completely fulfilled, that will break through walls that have been up since he was young and have been miles thick, will pierce and warm an icy spirit that may have needed to be cold for its own protection, will tap into something that is almost childlike, but allows that man, who maybe is a fun guy, to really just smile, that genuine smile. And he's probably going to play it off, but I'm telling you, inside, inside, his heart is on some Grinch type stuff, like growing 2 and 3 sizes.
The Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
When you say, I'm proud of you. The reaction that you might get might be, really? Or maybe it's, yeah, whatever. But again, he might play it off. I don't doubt that there are some men who, when they hear that from you, the next time they go on a drive, they're going to cry. They'll never tell you they cried. And men, y'all need to take that. Y'all need to receive that. Because listen, men who have heard their wives say, I'm proud of you. Tell me it ain't the greatest feeling in the world. Because all we want, like it's, I think there's something in men and boys that just wants to know that someone sees them and sees them in a great light and is proud of them. Like, for me, I remember my dad say, I'm proud of you. And it's not like he didn't ever say it, but he didn't say it a ton. But my dad said he was proud of the father I was. When I tell you, you couldn't tell me nothing for the rest of the day. Boy, I was walking on cloud 9 and I cried. And again, it's not like my dad does not express love, like verbalize when he's proud of me or when he likes something, but you just need to hear it. Every boy needs to hear his father say, I love you, needs to hear his father say, I'm proud of you, needs to hear his father say, I've got your back, and every man needs to hear his wife say, I'm proud of you. My God. It's again, it's just a couple of words, but when you say them genuinely, and we know, we just know in our knower that you are being absolutely 100% straight up and down with us. That can be the key that unlocks so much. And yes, we are going to receive it in our own way, but just know that we received it. Know that we received it. Things are going to be all right, man. They're going to be better than all right. They're going to be awesome. They're going to be great. Because I'm being consistent in something, right? I'm doing what I don't want to do when I don't want to do it.
Get her done!
But I'm not letting my feelings make decisions about my actions on a daily basis. I'm deciding what I do. I'm communicating with my wife more. We're planning our future. We're talking about things. I'm being a bit more open and vulnerable. I am in conversation with my wife on tough things and fun things, because dang it, when you talk about the tough things, the fun things are so much more fun. And she told me she's proud of me. Well, I ain't finna cry. I ain't finna cry on this. My wife told me she's proud of me. But every married man needs to hear that. He needs to hear it from his dad or from a man he respects, and hear it from the one he loves. Y'all, I appreciate y'all even taking the time to listen. And I ain't mean for it to get all sappy, but it's going to be all right for you. It's going to be all right. Some of y'all are in the eye of the storm right now, and things are calm, but you're like, man, I know this storm is passing, so I'm going to have to go through that backside.
What?
That's a ayo, that's a pause.
A few moments later.
See, I done messed up the whole moment, but some of you guys are literally in the wind itself, and life is going crazy, and this is not a fun time. It's going to be all right. Some of you do not know how you're going to create the life you've always wanted. It's going to be all right. Some of y'all have been working for this, and it seems like the distance between where you are and where you want to be, it's a never-ending chasm. It's going to be all right. Some of y'all are looking at circumstances and situations that are completely out of your control, and it's not looking good. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right for you. It's going to be all right for me. We going to be all right, as the songwriter said.
We gon' be all right. We gon' be all right.
I'm somebody's dad, though. That's the name of this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Y'all have an awesome rest of the day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're listening to this. Feel free to share it if you think it can help somebody else. Feel free to share it if you like it and maybe you think somebody else would like it. Subscribe on YouTube and rate it 5 stars. That helps things move. Things are growing, man, and you guys are a part of it. Appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all later. Hey, everybody, that's our show. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I'm somebody's dad, just figuring it out. Hopefully you got something from today's episode. Like it, share, subscribe, get involved in the comments, tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, smile a little bit more. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you on the next episode. Meow, meow.